And welcome everybody to another edition of the What Could Have Been Fantasy Football Podcast. In this episode, I want to look at how inflation has affected our league this year. I also want to look at a class action lawsuit that was filed against one of our sponsors. And then we also got a new sponsor. But first, let's start with the Micah Parsons trade. So Micah Parsons, if you haven't noticed, has requested a trade, and Albert hit me up on the text saying, wow, and posted the trade request from Micah Parsons thinking that I was going to be upset by it. Actually, I feel like, hey man, let the guy go. He's going to cost us $40 million a year and in cap space. And I'd rather not pay that for him. I kind of feel like the offenses have figured him out. Either they're going to chip him to keep him from getting to the quarterback, or the offenses have just been passing faster to his side, and then that side's wide open because he's rushing the quarterback. So honestly, I kind of feel like, man, maybe he doesn't hurt our defense, but he definitely doesn't help our situation. So I kind of looked at some teams that have cap space and looked at a position of need and looked at some trade offers that might make sense. I think the one thing that we need for sure is a running back. Our running back situation is brutal. I looked at some teams that have enough cap space, at least $29 million. Micah is going to want $40 million when he signs, but if they give him a big signing bonus, they can make it work, right? The first team I looked at was the Jets. That would be my best trade partner because maybe we get Breece Hall. They have 3 running backs in place in New York, and maybe they're willing to let Breece Hall go for Micah Parsons as they build for the future. Breece Hall is making about $10 million a year. So I would be willing to trade Breece Hall for Micah Parsons straight up. I'm not saying Breece Hall is equal value to Micah Parsons. What I'm thinking is, hey, we get a really good running back and we save $30 million a year. That's how it benefits us, not so much that they're equal value amongst players. The second trade I looked at is bringing back Tony Pollard. He's making like $5 or $6 million with the Titans this year as a cap hit. And they also have enough cap space to take on Micah. The third option, if neither of those worked out, is Tampa Bay has 3 running backs. There's a guy that you probably never heard of named Sean Tucker. He got 1 start for the Bucs last year and scored like 40 fantasy points. So I'll be willing to take him. Now, I won't take Sean Tucker or Pollard straight up. So with those 2 trades, I'm thinking like, hey, give us Tony Pollard and a second, give us Sean Tucker and a first, and then get those deals done. Finally, worst case scenario, maybe the Jags. Maybe the Jags are willing to part ways with ETN because they have 3 running backs. They just drafted a guy, and then they had Tank Bigsby as well. ETN does have some injury risk. So I'm thinking like, hey, give us ETN in a first and get that deal done. So sorry, Albert. I hate to burst your bubble, man, but I'm willing to let Parsons walk. Inflation. How is it affecting us this year? For the past, 10 years since 2015, the league dues have been $50, which is a little steep, right? But the dues have not gone up since then. This year, we are going to raise it to $60. The main reason is we only have 12 players. And to make the pot kind of worth your while for all the work that you're going to put in this year to try to beat me, I think that we need a bigger payout, right? And in order to get a bigger payout, you need to put in more money to start with. I know y'all are thinking like, hey, that's a big increase. Maybe, $10 increase over 10 years. That's basically $1 a year, or just a 20% increase in general overall since 2015. To keep that in perspective, let's look at a couple of other items that have changed prices over the years. The first one is gas, right? Back in 2015, gas was $2.43 a gallon. And so now we're up to $3.15 on average. So our league dues have gone up 20% in 10 years. And gas has gone up 30%. One thing I want to look at for fun, gas prices going up is not fun. If you bought Apple stock back in 2015, Apple closed in 2015 at $24 a share. Apple is now trading at $210 per share. So our league dues have gone up 20% in 10 years. Apple shares have gone up 775%. That's crazy. And the last example I kind of want to look at is teacher's salary in the zip code that I live in. So in 2015, if you happen to be working in the zip code that I live in as a teacher, you're making $50,000. It is now 2025. Unlike Apple, which would be amazing to have held on to for this long, unfortunately, teacher salary have not gone up very much since then. So in 2015, starting salary in my zip code was 50K. And in 2025, starting salary in my zip code is 50K. Oh man, we're not in it for the money. Hashtag we love children. Not to focus on depressing teacher salaries, let's look at what your $60 buys you this year. You get the free draft grades every year, which are highly accurate, by the way. You get free access to the What Could Have Been Fantasy Football Podcast, hosted by Ed Weirdo. You also get your name on the trophy. And in addition to being one of the immortals with your name on a trophy, you also get a cool ring or a cool cap at the end of the year. Your choice. But wait. There's more. For 2025, not only do you get all those great things with your $60 league buy-in, but you also get, bam, free entry to the What Could Have Been Fantasy Football League Podcast Survivor Pool. I got into Survivor last year thanks to Drew. I have never played it before. Unfortunately, I went the Bengals to beat the Patriots in week 1. Teacher salaries, losing in week 1 in Survivor Pool. Yeah, both are pretty depressing, bro. But yes, that was not fun, man. I don't plan on making that same mistake again. I am not picking the Bengals. I don't care who they play week 1. I'm not picking them. But it was a cool experience, even though I lost, right? So the way it's going to work is you pay $60, you get the free entry to the survival pool. First place will be at least $100. I say at least because I'm going to try to get some people that are not in the league to also sign up for the survival pool. Nothing crazy. I don't want like 100 contestants to sign up for this thing, but I'm shooting for maybe like 20 people to sign up. So people that are not in our league, but still kind of people that we know. Like for instance, the couple that used to play with us, the doctor and his wife. Hopefully I can get them to come back. My wife, hopefully I can get her to play. That's easy money. And then some friends at work, possibly. But at the most, I want to kind of cut it off at like 20. So your odds of winning won't be horrifically bad. But by getting 10 extra people to join, not only can we offer $100 for first place, but then I can offer like prizes for second place and third place as well. So right after this episode airs, you're going to get an email from me asking to sign up for the What Could Have Been podcast survival pool. I think it's called Eliminator Challenge on ESPN. So if you get the invitation, please sign up. $10 entry if you are not in the fantasy football league. Unfortunately, I have to break the bad news that our newly founded sponsor, Quick Hits Reusable Condoms, is facing a class action lawsuit. Apparently, people are suing them because they have either gotten pregnant or contracted an STD using the product. To be fair, it did say in the disclaimer very clearly that the product was intended to save money, but it did not prevent against the spread of STDs, and it also did not prevent against pregnancy. But we did get a new sponsor. Our new sponsor is fantasyhalloffame.com. Here's a word from our new sponsor.
Hi guys, Terry here from fantasyhof.com. Want to win your league this year? Look no further. All I do is finish first. Take volleyball, for example. I still hold the record for the most kills in a single season at UIW with 683. Is that a lot? Think about Saquon Barkley's fantasy performance last year. Now double it. Although I'm proud to have been inducted to the UIW Hall of Fame, I'm more proud to have won 100% of the fantasy football leagues I've ever played in. Subscribe to my Hall of Fame draft package and you'll get my latest rankings by tiers, my sleepers and busts for 2025, plus secrets to swindle your league mates and trades. As an added bonus, I'll tell you how much you should pay for Travis Hunter this year. Can't make the draft this year? No worries. I offer proxy services and I will attend the draft for you. While your league mates are busy staring at greatness, I'll be busy crushing the draft. In addition, if you purchase the Hall of Fame proxy package, you and your league mates get a meet and greet after the draft, along with the photo and autograph opportunities. So why be a walk-on this year when you can be a Hall of Famer?
All right, guys, that is it. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you do, please subscribe on YouTube. Follow me on X at BogeyGolfer9. Feel free to share the show with your friends if you think it would be something that they're interested in. And good luck in life and fantasy. Peace.